That's a dude.
Frank!
Holy shit! No, fuck that! Oh my god, that was fucking creepy.
In these forgotten places, you never truly know what's waiting for you. It might be silence, it might be history, but sometimes it's something else entirely. Something that watches, something that follows, and if you're not careful, it's something that never lets you leave. Frank, a YouTuber long known for pushing the limits of fear and curiosity, ventured into what should have been just another forgotten town. But what he captured that night left him feeling very uneasy, as well as his viewers. The first thing that caught Frank's attention was a rusty, decaying storage container. Inside, he found something utterly disturbing. Bizarre writings scrawled on the walls, and sitting dead center on a chair, facing the entrance, was the head of a Mickey Mouse doll facing the door.
Something really creepy that I think you guys might want to check out, so let's get into it. Look at this. It's him, and then we have a Mickey Mouse.
As he moved toward an old shed, something moved quickly, and even though Frank reassured his viewers that he was armed, things were just getting started.
Area, and something just ran across the forest here. Now let me be the first to tell you guys on this one, I am armed on this one, so I feel secure. I feel safe. Not really worried that much. But if it's a spirit or a ghost, how do you defend yourself against that?
Deeper into the abandoned town, Frank noticed smiley faces on the floor. One wasn't odd, but several, all pointing him in a direction, like a trail. When he reached the end of that trail, it all seemed normal, until he started hearing strange noises.
But that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is this. There's one there, then there's one over here, and then there's one up here. It's like it's leading you somewhere. I don't know where it's leading me to. But oh, this is getting creepy. And I'm already hearing voices from behind me, so. There's sounds coming from behind the houses.
Even with all these strange encounters, Frank was still exploring the town till it became very dark. Then he had the biggest scare of his life.
I'm gonna stick the camera out so you can see. Is that a woman? Come on. Oh my god.
Frank saw the figure, still, distant, walking with the kind of purpose that doesn't belong to a wanderer, but a predator. And as he tried to hide, he quickly called someone to come and pick him up. But the night wasn't over just yet. Driven by curiosity and maybe adrenaline, Frank returned for a better look. That's when he captured the stalker on camera, a man dressed entirely in black. But before they could process it, the stranger suddenly turned, like he was going to attack them.
What the hell?
What the fuck?
That's a dude.
Frank!
Holy shit! No, fuck that! Oh my god, that was fucking creepy.
Luckily, they were in their car, so without hesitation, they sped off, leaving behind the town and whoever was waiting in it. Some of the most terrifying abandoned building encounters ever caught on camera don't begin with screams or ghosts, just silence, rust, and the wrong kind of stillness. In October 2022, YouTuber Chris, known for his urban exploration channel Urbex uploaded what would become one of his most unsettling investigations to date. Chris went to the long-abandoned Cedar Avenue substation in Cleveland, Ohio, closed since 1948 and sealed off from time. This building had become a breeding ground for rumors passed between locals, stories of shadows that moved on their own, and voices that spoke when no one was there. Yet Chris, drawn as always to what most people fear, chose to explore it alone, and at night, with every step kicking up heavy clouds of dust. The air also reeked of damp rot and decomposing animal remains.
Look at this. Wow, I can't even tell what that is.
As Chris moved through the room, he found something that would shake him to his core.
I'll come back to it. 666.
There were strange writings on the wall, lines and symbols that felt deliberate, almost ritualistic. That alone was enough to feel uneasy, but then he heard a very loud bang.
Did you hear that? That was loud. What the hell? What the fuck?
He tried to make sense of it, but it only became worse. Without warning, he started vomiting, his stomach twisting violently, his breathing shallow, as if something had taken hold of him from the inside. This time, he knew he had to leave.
Come on, don't do this. Fuck.
Later, while reviewing the infrared footage, he discovered something he hadn't noticed earlier. White shapes, faint and slow, circling around his body, and something hiding in the doorway. Chris hasn't gone back since, and whatever haunts the Cedar Avenue substation seems satisfied with that. Some explorers chase views, others chase fear, and in November 2019, YouTuber Brandon Evangelista, known for his channel Uncharted Travel, set out on a solo adventure that would push him to the edge of fear. His plan was bold: spend the night alone inside an abandoned prison, deep in the Canadian wilderness, far from roads, people, or any real form of help. After driving 5 hours north, far beyond the last signs of civilization, Brennan pulled off on a desolate dirt road to begin his journey.
I'm going to be traveling about 6 hours north to an isolated prison in the middle of nowhere in Canada. I'm going to be going alone, and I'm going to be staying the night. The only people I've actually seen out this far are reservists, so that's a little bit concerning. So here's the deal. It's 4 o'clock now. The sun sets around here around 6:30. If my orienteering is correct, it's about a 2-hour hike to the actual prison location. That gives me about a half an hour of daylight to get everything set up and ready to roll before dark hits, and then I won't be able to see anything.
With no roads leading to the prison, he hiked another 2 hours through dense forest, finally reaching the decaying facility. Completely alone and miles from help, Brennan stepped inside the crumbling prison. Inside, The atmosphere was suffocating. The walls were cracked, metal bars rusted through, and broken glass covered the floors. It felt like the air hadn't moved in decades. For hours, he wandered the empty corridors, searching for signs of life, any indication that someone or something was still there. Eventually, he set up camp and tried to rest.
Something at the end of the hallway that keeps making noise.
Faint noises echoed from the hallway, subtle, irregular sounds that seemed out of place. He tried to convince himself it was nothing, maybe his imagination playing tricks on him in the dark. But when he returned to his tent, the noises grew louder, closer, and deliberate.
I can't wait to just put on some dry socks and go to bed. It's been a long day. I'm in my tent and I keep hearing something outside. Sounds like it's in the corridor, one of the corridors. Maybe an animal, I don't know.
Cautiously, Brennan stepped outside to investigate. As soon as he approached, the sounds stopped, completely. Suddenly, the idea of a squatter or a wild animal sharing the space didn't feel far-fetched anymore, but it was about to get worse.
Okay, I get my shoes on. We're checking this out. That fox earlier, so maybe it was one of his buddies. It sounded literally just out in this hallway.
As Brennan lay in his tent, debating sleep, his nightmare escalated. A pack of coyotes surrounded his tent, growling and snarling. At one point, they tried to claw their way in. Gripping his knife, he shouted to scare them off, but they kept returning, each time more aggressive. With no signal and the car 2 hours away through forest, escape wasn't an option.
Right outside my tent. Hey buddy, you want to leave me alone? It's gonna be a long night. I just want to go to sleep. Go away!
Desperate, he made a break for it, climbed up to the roof, and barricaded the door behind him. From above, he listened to their howls tear through the silence, echoing into the night like a warning. It wasn't until sunrise that the coyotes left. Shaken, exhausted, and lucky to be alive, Brennan didn't waste a second. He left the prison behind, vowing never to return. Later on his channel, he opened up about what really happened that night.
Like, it sounded like human footsteps, just scraping across the floor. But it turned out to be just a pack of coyotes. So that was pretty sweet. They were stalking me. And then after a little while, I heard them cackling, and then I realized it was sounded like a jackal or coyote. I'll just use coyote for ease of term.
In September 2015, YouTuber Dan Bell, well known for his chilling urban explorations, uploaded a video exploring a creepy, abandoned children's asylum. The name alone is unsettling, but the footage inside revealed something far darker than anyone expected. The location was the Gundry Sanitarium in Baltimore, Maryland, a forgotten building with a heavy past, standing since 1880. Originally built to care for women with nervous disorders, the facility later shifted into a psychiatric home for children. But those children, according to many, weren't treated. They were hidden, silenced, and when the place was finally shut down in the early 2000s, it didn't just decay, it kept its secrets sealed in its crumbling walls. Despite the warnings, Dan entered alone. The inside was worse than expected. Broken glass underfoot, the ceiling falling in, old paint peeling off like dead skin, and a heavy silence throughout the building.
Enjoy.
Faint footsteps echoed behind him. They were soft, light, as if from a child. Dan told himself it was probably an animal, something small, something explainable. But the feeling stayed. In one room, the floor was smeared with what appeared to be old blood stains, and the strange noise grew louder. Some viewers claimed that they heard a whisper. I was shot here. The red stains on the floor made the theory harder to ignore. Later, while reviewing the footage, Dan noticed something he hadn't seen when he was at the asylum. An eye, staring through a hole in the door, watching him. Behind every rusted door and boarded window lies a story. Some lost to time, others hidden for a reason. YouTubers Meg and Chris stumbled upon a crumbling farmhouse deep in the UK countryside and discovered something neither of them planned on finding.
Got all the shoes, like an old suitcase underneath there. Slippers and that. Obviously some birds have managed to get in here, as you'll see.
They began to explore the house. It was a time capsule, frozen in slow decay. Multiple pairs of shoes under the bed, layers of dust covering dead animals on the floor, shotgun shells resting quietly on a bedside table. And yet, some things didn't quite fit the scene. There was a fresh light bulb in one socket, and clothes in the closet that looked gently worn, as if someone had only just taken them off.
I'm gonna have a little look in here. Oh god, the clothes are still in there. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is just wow.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Another one as well.
When they went upstairs, things shifted from uneasy to alarming. Chris stepped into the bedroom first, scanning the space. He saw nothing unusual, but the moment Meg followed, her footsteps stirred something.
So they still got the old bag. That's what the old people use these days, don't they? Get all their shopping in. Little table there with a few bits. Loving that wardrobe.
I'll just squeeze in front of you.
Can I help you?
Oh my god! Fucking hell! You're alive!
You are?
Fucking hell, man!
You live in here, you can't live in here.
Yeah?
No!
We can't.
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you okay?
An elderly woman suddenly sat up in the bed, giving them the fright of their lives. They soon learned her name was Jane, and she explained that she was living in the house and had no family to care for her. Despite the horrifying conditions, she claimed she was fine and had lived in the home for over 30 years. Farm workers, she said, brought her food and water daily.
Are you in the farm then?
No. Do the people in the farm know you staying here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crikey.
Did they bring you food and that?
But yeah, they do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it the living room we got through then?
What began as a terrifying encounter turned into an emotional one. Chris and Meg offered help, and Jane politely declined, insisting she preferred things as they were. But Chris couldn't shake the feeling something was off. Digging deeper, he found the farmhouse was still owned by a local farmer. Even more unsettling, a man familiar with the property claimed Jane had a husband and brother who had tried to help her. He alerted social services, but since then, no updates have surfaced. Was Jane truly forgotten? Or was she hiding from something? Maybe even hiding something herself?